I think in one word, Chinese consumers are very cautious now. You saw quite a lot of spending through most of this summer and early fall even on things like travel and hospitality, but even the dining out component. A lot of that has slowed down into October. What you're also seeing is consumers pulling back from discretionary spending and really sticking to the staples. So food and apparel are doing okay, but big appliances and cars, even luxury goods, not so much compared to previous years, and even compared to the previous month, I would say.
So, post-pandemic pent-up demand, revenge spending, call it what you want, is there a great deal of mileage left in terms of services sector growth?
I think the bulk of the revenge spending took place in that travel and leisure space, maybe a slight bit in luxuries earlier in the year, but not much. We have to remember, Sri, the whole revenge spending thesis was wildly optimistic and wildly unrealistic. And the results have just shown that today.
What then is the appropriate policy response, whether it's fiscal, whether it's monetary, whether it's a combination of both, to really stabilise and get consumer-driven growth moving again?
So I think pulling back for a second, when we think about GDP growth for the year, I think policymakers in China are pretty much confident that they're going to hit their 5% target, which means that there isn't much pressure on them to do additional stimulus. Now, on the other end, if you talk about monetary stimulus, we've been seeing monetary policy easing taking place within the economy all year long. We've seen the price of corporate credit come down. We've even seen mortgage rates come down. But the reality is, specifically on the corporate side, companies are just not willing to invest and hire at a rate that would push them to the banks or other lenders and borrow. Corporate borrowing remains at multi-year lows. So unless Beijing does an about-face on its decision to do more household-focused stimulus, there really isn't much option, I think, on the table anymore for stimulus to be the driver of consumer spending.